Hello, I'm Mr. Rosencrans, one of the counselors at Badger High School. I just wanted to walk through how to pick out classes as incoming freshmen so you have an idea of what that looks like. So you should all have your registration information and how to get onto PowerSchool. Once you log into PowerSchool, it's going to look just like this, except it'll have your name on there. But this is an example of what an eighth grade registration looks like and an eighth grade PowerSchool um, login. So you can see. So PowerSchool, just so you know what that is a way for you to see your attendance, your grades, all kinds of information about you as a student. But we also use this to pick out classes for the upcoming school year. So there's a button over here for class registration. You'll click on that when it's available. It'll open up a page that looks like this. This is what we use for picking out classes for the next year. So it'll only be open for a 2-week window. You'll want to jump in here, pick out classes. You can make some changes during that time, but once that window is closed, after the 2 weeks, you're going to have to contact us for any kind of changes. You won't be able to log back into here and do that. You can still get on PowerSchool, you just won't have the registration option. So first thing that you'll see is that all of these core subjects are broken down here. Okay, the first line being health and PE, okay, right up here. So health and PE, so Phy Ed, your gym class, are automatically going to be put in there. You don't have to do anything with that. As freshmen, you all have to take a semester of each. If you end up doing health over the summer, we'll take care of that change, but for now, you're going to have to leave that in there. Okay. Next line is English. Okay, we'll start there. Right over here, there's a little pencil right next to this exclamation point. That means that you need to add something in there. Okay, so we'll click on the pencil. It'll open up a page that looks like this, a little box. Okay, this is going to be all the English classes that you can pick from. Any that are recommended to you will be bolded. However, we just don't have those in at this moment for the student. But you'll see a checkbox here next to any available for you to pick from. So you can see up here, there's not a checkbox. Down here, there's not a checkbox. We can't pick that one right now. So we'll pick the one that's available. Scroll down and click OK here. And you'll see that English is now in here along with a check mark over here instead of the exclamation, meaning that you're all done with that line and good to go. For math, we got to put something in there. Algebra is the one available to us. We'll pick that. Scroll down, click OK. And now we have math in there. You can see the check marks there, so we know that math is all done. Okay. Science is up next. We do the same thing. We'll pick biology, click OK, and we're all good. Next up is social studies. We'll do the same thing again. Scroll through here, find the one that's available, click that. One thing to point out real quick is that you'll see that there's a course name here, course number, description, credits, amount of credit that you get for the class. This prerequisite just means that there's some kind of requirement needed before you can take that class. Okay, so this one says teacher recommendation. That's the reason that we cannot click on it, is it's not recommended. And then alerts will say something like this, prereqs have not been met, or it might say recommended by a certain teacher, something like that. Okay, that's just to explain what those all look like. Okay, scroll down, we'll click OK here. We have world cultures in there, freshman social studies class. We have our check mark. We're all good. Okay. We do look down here at the bottom, requesting 4.5 credit hours. It says we've only put in 4.5 classes at this point. We need to make sure we have 8. That's what this top line is. It's required to have 8, otherwise you will not be able to submit this. Okay. Right now we only have 4.5, so we need to add more. Okay. Our next line here is going to be electives, right up here. Okay. In this spot, this is where you're going to find all of the extra classes beyond your core subjects. So stuff like music classes, theater classes, Spanish and French will be in here, your technology classes, that kind of stuff is all in this area here for electives. This spot, you can pick out more than one. So you can click on, let's say we want to do 3D printing 1 and 3D printing 2, we can pick multiple. Okay. It's all in alphabetical order to start out. Okay. You can sort it different ways. So you can do course name, you can do course number if that's a little easier for you. If you want to go by credit, you can do that too. However, I'm just going to keep it alphabetical order for now. Art classes are in here, but you'll see there's multiple pages here as well. So if you don't see your class right away, check the other pages. Okay. So let's say we want to get Spanish in here. Spanish 1. We'll add that in. Okay, so we've added a few classes here. Let's click OK. So now we're at 6.5. So we need a little bit more yet. One thing that you all might want to take is a study hall. That's going to be a time in your day where you can get work done. You can maybe go retake a test or a quiz, or just give yourself a little bit of a mental break in your day. So study hall is a good idea, but you don't have to do it. That choice is up to you and your family. Okay? I'm going to put one in so you can see what it looks like. You have the choice of a full year, one semester of it, or no study hall at all. If you do a full year, that means one period of your day for the entire year is going to be a study hall period. You won't have an actual class during that time, just a study hall time for you to get other stuff done. If you do one semester, that means either first semester or second semester will have a period of your day with study hall, but not both. And if you don't pick a study hall, that's okay. You don't have to. You'll just have another class in there. Okay. So I'm going to pick out study hall. It does say that you earn credit here. You don't actually earn credit. This is just to add up the credit hours so we know that you have a full schedule. So let's click OK. Study hall's in there. We've got 7.5. We need one more half credit. So I'm going to go back in here and add acting 1. Okay, we scroll down, we click OK, and we'll see that we have 8 credit hours and 8 are required, so we are good to go there. The final step is adding alternates. So that's this last line. So those are backup classes in case something like acting will not fit into your schedule for some reason. Sometimes that happens. We need to add in backup classes to have as alternates just in case. Okay, so you need to add 4 of them. It can be any 4 as long as the prerequisites are met. Okay, the amount of credit doesn't really matter. The specific class doesn't matter. That choice ends up being yours, but we do often have to use these, so please take that part seriously because you may end up with one of these classes. Okay. I'm going to exit out of the little video here so you can see the last step. But what you can see here is we have all check marks running down the right side here, okay, all the way to the bottom. As long as you have this check mark here, you can click submit. Otherwise, it won't let you submit. Please make sure you get to this screen. If you don't get to this screen, your choices have not been submitted yet, and you will end up without a schedule, and then we get to pick your classes. So make sure you see a screen like this. This is just simply a list of everything that you chose. This is not your schedule. This is just what you picked. But this lets us know what your classes are that you wanted, as well as your backup classes. So this are your main choices here. These ones are your backups down at the bottom. All right. If you do need to go back in and make any changes during the time the window's open, just click class registration again, and then click on the pencil, and you can go through, make a change, and click OK. You have to hit submit again, otherwise it won't go through. Okay. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, any of the counselors here at Badger. We'll try to help you out. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you next year. So thank you.